Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the afternoon work break edition of Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Every time I get on here, my nose gets itchy. Every time. Okay, first of all, I am really not feeling well. I've been over this with you before. I'm doing some things with work that don't include making phone calls or sales today because I'm just not up to it, so I'm doing other things. Okay. In the background, I was listening to the Real News Network, a segment from June 4th. I wrote down notes. I do this so you don't have to, because it's a 16-minute... I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, my nose. It's a 16-minute long segment, and I thought that I could break it down. All right. The gentleman on the Real News Network, who's a kid, actually, he interviewed a gentleman, there's a lot of gentlemen going on, named Dan Kovalik, K-O-V-A-L-I-K. He wrote a book about this Russian stuff, and it's called The Plot to Scapegoat Russia, How the CIA and Deep State Have Conspired to Vilify Russia. And this basically goes deeper and further than the actual election in terms of vilifying Putin, and mainly the bottom line of this all is to keep the military-industrial complex, on the muscle, ready for attack, and to have an enemy. We always have to have a boogeyman. We always have to have an enemy here. During the interview, some pertinent points were brought to light, like why is Russia being called out constantly when the United States has actively ruined Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, Yemen, Syria, and played a part in the Ukraine. So, think about that for a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Also, in terms of human rights violations, everybody keeps yelling about Putin and his human rights violations, and he hates gays, and he slaughtered this and did that and jailed the other. Can we talk about the people we just gave billions of dollars to? Saudi Arabia. They are total purveyors of terrible human rights atrocities. Talk about hating gays, talk about women, literally cannot drive vehicles, ladies and gentlemen. And I seem to remember when it was discovered that Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, received money from Saudi Arabia, that Republicans across the land were, guess what, clutching pearls and screaming about, but they don't like women over there. How could she? They're against women. But when somebody from their team does it, it's okay. This is why political parties are dangerous, and being stuck in one or having to defend one, it makes you a hypocrite, because you have to defend stuff that a month earlier you were, what's the opposite of defending? Taking to task. Okay, let's see here. And speaking of human rights violations, can we take one moment, please, and reflect on the incident, the situation, the terrible, dirty deeds that unfolded at Standing Rock? I watched that whole thing from almost the get-go with real reporters on the ground, not corporations bringing us talking points, and how those water protectors were just that, protecting water. They tried to infiltrate the group, ladies and gentlemen, these oil police that were often private mercenary police forces hired by the Dakota Access Pipeline people, Energy Transfer Partners, to come in there and brutalize people. Yeah, a couple of them were caught infiltrating the water protectors so that they could make them look bad. This is a running theme, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly, I know you understand this. Okay, what else? I've already gone over that. Yeah, here's another thing that this gentleman pointed out during this interview, is that we don't, we have to be careful here, because we can be perceived as, and rightly so, not really having civilian control over our government because of all these generals and whatnot that President Trump, I said it, oh my God, I'll be struck down dead, has put into place. The whole idea is to have it so we're not, I guess, misconstrued, or people like in other countries don't see us as a North Korea with like a military kind of dictatorship. It's weird. So anyhow, we want, the civilian control is extremely necessary. And here's the reason why. First of all, President Putin of Russia helped out with the Boston Marathon bombing. He's the one who called and said, heads up. Also, what did I write down here? He was the first one to call George W., after the 9/11 situation. He also helped President Obama to basically broker somewhat of a peace situation in Syria. After that was done, the deep state, on their own free will, the CIA, whatever you want to call them, the shadow government, went and killed 60 Syrian soldiers. After this peace deal had been brokered, this is how our government has gone rogue, or how our shadow government has gone rogue, ladies and gentlemen. So anyhow, there you have it. I just wanted to recommend that you once again tiptoe over to the Real News Network. I think I said June 4th interview, a gentleman named Dan Kovalik, Kovalik. The plot to scapegoat Russia, how the CIA and Deep State have conspired to vilify Russia. But I just broke it down for you in 10 minutes less than it took. The reason why I keep looking over here, ladies and gentlemen, is I keep hearing something, and it's a little mole, or I don't think it's a mole, a little rodent of some sort. We have an outdoor cat feeder for outdoor kitty, and sometimes when our cats, they run in and out, as you know. Mars gets stuck in the cat door. He steals the cat food, this little mouse, and runs around and takes it. It's real cute. All right, Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Not feeling well, but I still feel obligated to come at you with this information, ladies and gentlemen. Signing off. Thank you. Oh, a special thank you to Pasha, a friend of mine from the Tom Hartman chat and also on Twitter. Oh my God, out of control, bringing people to my channel. I think I have 89 subs now. Really sweet. Thank you, Pasha. Bye.